already on.
No,
I
now
thought
we're
we were
now
already
we're
on.
on. This is it. Now we're
Oh.
live. Woo! Guys, I'm super pumped. I'm excited to be back. Happy Thursday, everybody. I was just chatting with Rishi on the phone. We're getting ready for this, and I was doing some chest beat claps, and didn't know what that sound was, but anyway, guys, I'm excited to be here. Time for some business Q&A, help some entrepreneurs, answer some questions, hopefully continue our streak. I think we're at two. We're at two. I think we're at a two win streak. Both really fast games too. Like, they're surrendering so early. It's actually a little bit frustrating because the way that I'm this lane that I'm playing with Jay, my character gets the least amount of resources in the whole game.
Exactly. Yeah.
It takes me a while to get built up to be strong and having an impact, and you know how I'm always motivated by impact. And so the game ends before I can actually do much of anything, which bothers me. But here we go today. We're going to have a 40-minute game with some massive Teemo impact. Jay actually sent me a video about Teemo, and when they were making him, they wanted him to be the underdog guy. So it's like he's the underdog champion in the game. This little guy who looks good, like kind of friendly, and not the evil guy that everybody the evil big strong person. This little kind of underdog story. So I like that.
Love that.
He's the Believe champion. I happen to
Absolutely.
just pick on the Believe champion. Jay wants to go support.
Awesome.
No worries, bro. Stay. All right. Anyway, I got distracted with my little side story. Let's give a welcome to Jay Rise playing with me in game, and my co-host Rishi Cut TV. Rishi, what is up? Welcome back.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. Happy Thursday, Believe Nation. Did you ask me what's in my cup? You probably did.
I was about to. It was my next thing. What's in the cup?
Okay. Yes, we've got a wonderful cappuccino today, and as far as my heart cup, I don't know what else to call it. I have a quote today, actually, from Roberto Blake.
Oh,
it's a good one.
Wow, Roberto's in my book.
I know. Definitely great channel on YouTube and just cool entrepreneur. Roberto says, it's irrelevant whether you see the glass, I'm going to say the cup, half full or half empty. Take opportunity to just fill it. Create that value. Fill that void. All right.
I like
that was it. So in my cup today, I'm choosing in my cup that my cup is full because I can choose how I'm going to see it and the value that I'm going to give to the world today and receive from the world as well.
Hashtag cup of full. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I've got all my usual stuff, although I'm sporting a new mug today. I'm using Nina's mug. Oh, mornings aren't pretty.
Ooh, nice.
And it's a Minnie Mouse being sleepy. My mugs were dirty, so so I'm using Nina's mug. But the usual smoothie, eggs, water, vitamin water, cups of nourishment in the morning.
I'm a little delayed on my end, and I just saw it in Nina's cup. That is so cute.
Every year when we go to Disney, we buy one thing each. And it started with a Hayden tradition of when you take kids somewhere, they want, everything that they see. So I made it that he has to pick one thing that he likes, and he has to like it for 2 days in a row, and then we can buy it. And that's the one thing that he gets to take from Disney. So we then also decided we'd pick one thing each ourselves, and so Nina got us these. Well, we both got a cup, but this was Nina's version of it. It chipped, unfortunately, over Minnie's ear there, but anyway, she won't mind that I'm using her cup as long as I don't break it.
Cool.
All right. Well, we're getting set up. We got our matchups that we wanted. Heimer and Timo, bottom lane, ready to do some domination. And let's get to our first question. What do we got? Who are we going to help today?
Perfect. First question today is coming from Janik. And Janik says, hi, my name is Janik. I am a Dutch international fashion business student. The course that I follow is a combination of retail manager education, marketing, sales, and a designer education. But I always wanted to do both. I thought it was impossible to do both because I'm convinced that if you want to stand out in something, you have to specialize yourself and dedicate yourself so badly to it that you wouldn't get time to do anything else. But your video made me think different. I've been following you for quite some time now. This made me think of another video on this channel, and it said, don't highly specialize. And for those who don't know what video that is, that's one of my favorite espressos, Don't Highly Specialize, featuring Anna Wintour.
Yep.
Wintour? Am I saying it right?
I think it's Wintour, yeah.
Wintour? Yeah. So he saw that video and he says, the last time I've been thinking, because I lost the focus on my goal, leaving my mark on the world, because I had no idea how I could achieve that goal. But today I know I can create my own path. I don't have to be the next Alexander McQueen. I can combine my skills to create and work in a way, whatever way I want. This was one long message. I'm curious, how do you think about this? And if you might have any advice.
Who's Alexander McQueen?
Isn't that like, I'm looking it up now. Isn't that, Alexander McQueen.
All right, well, it's all good. I'm not the only one who doesn't know.
Oh, it's a British fashion designer.
Ah, okay.
He's in studies right now to be in fashion design, and so, yeah, that's who he is.
Okay.
All right. So, I love it. I mean, I love the journey of self-discovery, It's like, I think he's clearly trying to figure out, how to apply some new things that he's learning from some of the more traditional, maybe, wisdom he's getting in his education. And I agree. I love the don't highly specialize message. I think it's, I don't think that it doesn't mean that there are some people who do highly specialize and find success. I think it really comes down to who you are and what makes you come alive. And so it sounds like this video, what this video did for Janik is it made him realize that he is more excited about combining talents, combining interests, and doing it his own way. And I think a lot of people feel that way. So I think it's great, and the execution of it, it looks differently for everybody. But I think if this is something that excites you about kind of creating your own path, especially as someone in fashion, I think that's exciting to me. And so I think I'm encouraged by this.
Did he have a specific question, or just asking, is it a good idea?
Yeah, he's kind of just wanting, I think, some extra affirmation because he's, as he said, he's kind of changing his thoughts about the way he was going to approach his own career,
Got it. Yeah, and the two things were what? That he saw as two opposing ideas?
Yeah. So there's a combination of his education of retail manager, marketing, sales, and designer education, and he wants to do all of it. Or he says, but I always wanted to do both. So I'm assuming the designer education and then the more business marketing manager side. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I died. Very sad. Early game death. J-Rise get the kill.
Oh, no.
J-Rise get the kill. Yeah, double kill, J-Rise. Woo, double kill. I love that. That was good. That was worth it. That was worth it. It's worth dying to get J-Rise a double kill. 1 for 2. Yeah, so 100%. You can do. You want to look at how you can combine. Genius at the end. We've talked about it a lot on this channel. I don't know that I see those as being so different. To be able to sell, and then to be able to create, it's an amazing, like, I guess that makes you the next Alexander McQueen or whoever. I think it's super important that you can sell your ideas. To be able to use the experience that you've learned from your retail experience and use that to sell the creations that you're coming up with. If you have the ability to be creative and make something and the ability to sell it, that's like an amazing combination that you should use. And in terms of the specializing, I don't think anybody should necessarily specialize on an industry. I think people need to specialize on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You need to specialize on yourself in that you're doing the thing that only you can do. That's where the magic really starts to happen. So you specialize on yourself is going to be doing both. Because everybody else, all the other creators, or most of them, are going to be really bad at selling. And a lot of the people selling are going to be really bad at creating. So the fact that you can do both, it's going to put you ahead. So specialize on yourself. Specialize on yourself, people. I love it. Good luck. Happy specializing.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Our next question is coming from Krishna. And Krishna is saying, I'm good at C, CPP, and Java. How can I get internship? All right. I'm not familiar with the CPP. I mean, I know Java is technology based, so I'm assuming that's what CCPP is. But yeah, I mean, internships are always out there, ready to just be discovered. It just requires being a little bit proactive and looking into technology internships, companies that you might be interested in have internships. I don't know how old you are, but internships I know typically are geared toward students. And so I don't know if you're currently studying but yeah, I mean, as long as you are proactive to, do some research, I'm sure you can find internships in a lot of different technology fields. So, wish I had a little bit more information, but that's what I got.
Well, so it's just like programming languages. So he's a programmer. I think there's your typical ways, right? Like, I don't know if you're part of university or school or whatever, looking at jobs, looking at careers, looking at the boards, all the typical stuff that maybe you're doing or maybe you're not doing. Looking up to companies that you respect and know you'd love to be able to intern for, and seeing, do they have a program, do they have anything, go to their website, all that typical stuff. What I would add is there may be a way that you can do it. You may be able to create your own internship. Like, who's an ideal company that you want to work with, and can you find a way to create an opportunity there. And it's going to come from you hustling and showing your dedication and hard work and, you know, loving what they do and letting that passion shine through. You know, as an example, is a friend of mine who is moving to New York, and she wants to try to find something to do in New York, an opportunity. And there's one of her mentors, you know, somebody who she signed up for courses with. He's there, and she wants to reach out to him. She's like, that would be a perfect job to be able to work for him and learn from him. And so just because he may not have a job posting up, it doesn't mean he may not be looking. And so reaching out and saying what you're all about and being willing to, you know, do a trial and see how things go, and hopefully that turns into a bigger opportunity for you. I think, you know, Rosanna, who's a part of Toronto Dance Salsa, she's Alex's wife as well, likes to say, I create my own opportunities. And I love it when she says that. You know, take that mindset. You want to create your own opportunities. So if you don't, you know, if you really want something and you don't see it happening, go out and find a way to make it. So what's an ideal internship for you? And then go out and make some contact and see if you can make that happen. So there's all the traditional ways. I'm not a big fan usually of traditional stuff, just in general. So I would be looking for some ninja way to stand out with a company, and you know, if it's a coding contest or you create something that you think they will like, some way to stand out that's different than what other people are doing.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, how's the game?
The game, let's see, we are losing as a team. We're 2-5, and J-Rise has the only 2 kills on our team, so this is going to be an interesting one. But so far, decent. It's not a stomp yet. Nothing major has happened.
All right.
Yep.
Our next question is coming from, now it looks like Mavok, but it's actually not the same alphabet as, I think this is like Russian or something. I'm so sorry though if I've killed your name, Mavok. He asks, what do you think about start a business in another country, or better, in another continent? It will take time and money to spend there and know better the market. It's an easy way. Is it an easy way? Thanks a lot and keep going. Yeah, okay. So I think the main thing about whether it's possible to, you know, start a business in another country comes down to who you are as an entrepreneur and your experience. I think that would be something that is going to be, you know, starting a business already is challenging. So then adding to that the other nuances of, you know, starting a business in another country, there's the cultural differences, there's the legal government issues, you know, there's who are the people that you know over there already that you can work with to help you. There's so many other added components, I think, that if you don't already have experience, it would be probably very difficult. But it's not impossible. So I would just say make sure you do a bunch of work ahead of time to prepare, make sure you feel like you have the things that you need to do it. And I can't tell you what all those things would be. It's so dependent on where the country is that you would be starting in and what business you're in. But I just wouldn't do it at all without my eyes wide open about every aspect of the business and how that would work elsewhere.
He didn't say what kind of business he wanted to start or what country, right?
He didn't.
Got it, okay. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to have a really strong why. I don't know what the why is. There's got to be a big reason for wanting to leave your country. And is it legit? That's what I'd be thinking about. It's definitely possible. It's going to be a lot harder. Just there's a lot of things you don't know. A lot of people you may not know. All the reasons Rishi said as well. It's going to be harder, but it's not impossible. So I'm curious as to why this is something that you want to do. It feels like it's something important. I don't know. It just feels like there's something there that is important for somebody to want to start a business in a different country. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's possible. You just have to be careful, You just do your research, make some partnerships. I try to find, a small way to get started. Try to find some local people to be able to connect with. I don't know if there's any local resources that you can use. I know for Canada, for example, we have trade commissioners, so like agents that the government pays for, whose job it is to try to support exports. So I don't know if there's any kind of local resource you can use, but if it's your dream, if it's something that you like badly want, then just go and find a way to do it. It's possible. It's not easy, but it's possible.
Yeah. All right. Good luck.
Good luck.
Next question is coming from Sharon. And Sharon says, Dear Evan, my parents won't let me homeschool. I live in Dubai, and homeschool is not at all common here. I want to study on my own for and write the exam at British Council. I currently go in a very prestigious school where the curriculum is Cambridge. I want to do Excel. I think Excel. There's too much pressure. Teachers are very rude and make me feel like a stupid kid, and where there's mud instead of brain. My parents don't support me. They ask me if I can't do well in school, how can I do well on my own, and only losers write exam as a private candidate. I can go on my own pace, and if I'm having doubts, I can always hire a tutor. Please get back to me soon. All right. So this is, I love it, Evan, when the younger, either students or entrepreneurs reach out. I just think it's cool. And I get that I definitely feel the frustration. You have this ability, or you think you have this idea, or you're confident in your abilities to go out and do something, and whether it's your parents or anyone else, you're feeling held back. And so I definitely see that. I think the challenge here is just that, your parents, it's that balance between being really confident in what you can do, but then also knowing that your parents have wisdom as well, that they know you as a kid, as a young adult, they know you. And so sometimes when parents are giving advice, it's because they're coming from a place of, we're obviously wanting to help you, and sometimes that advice or that help doesn't feel helpful. But I think it is important to at least respect what they're saying, because they know things as well, and maybe there's things they know about you as their you being their kid, they might know things about you that even maybe you don't realize at this point. That being said, I still think, you might be able to do this. And so I think if you are really, really sure that this is something you can do, I don't think there's anything wrong with maybe just continuing to talk with your parents about it. I mean, I'm just thinking about, there's a lot of dynamics here I want to be sensitive to. Evan, do you have any thoughts, or do you want me to keep talking? I have more, but I don't want to keep going and going and going on.
Well, if you have more, that's okay. Add some more context.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's it sounds like he's in this prestigious school. I get why the parents are absolutely going to be hesitant when they seems like he's got a very, maybe an opportunity with his education that I can understand why they're not willing to just quickly say, yeah, stop this education and do this other thing. And I think too, people are more quick to believe in what you're doing when they know they've seen you do it before. And I don't know if he's been able to prove to his parents that this is studying on his own is going to be something that's actually helpful for him and where he wants to go. So I'm wondering why too. Maybe the parents. I know my parents support me in certain ways because they trust me to be able to do certain things because they've seen that in me. So I think that is something to take into consideration as well.
Cool. The thing that kind of stood out there was, for me, my parents wouldn't let me. I think that was the line that they said there. My parents wouldn't let me, which I find interesting. And so, at what point do you? Whoa, we're fighting. J. Rise died. Okay. So you're either going to try to convince them that it's a good idea, or, this feeling of helplessness, I get, it sucks. I just got a kill, that was pretty good, but I died in the process. This feeling of helplessness sucks, but you're living under their rules right now. And so to what extent do you want to live under their rules? Like, how extreme do you want to go and take it? It's like if you have a job, then you have to, you want to be creative and have some freedom, but you also live under the rules of whatever the boss wants or whatever the company is all about. How extreme do you want to take it? Some people can't handle it and they move out and they go off and do their own thing.
Yeah.
It's like, your rules suck. It's limiting me, and so I'm gonna go off and do this myself. And that's probably an extreme measure for a lot of people. I wouldn't do that. I disagree with my parents in some things, but I wouldn't move out over any of them. So, what are the options, right? Like, you're in here. You're part of the equation. It's not just your parents' fault. You choose to stay and to be part of it. So, recognizing that, being okay with that, understanding that, I think is important. Like, yes, you can try to do, yes, you can try to do your own thing. Yes, you can, whoa! Fighting is happening. Fighting is happening. Can we do something about it? Oh, I died. Very sad. It's a tough one for me because I think, it's like, should I go to school? Should I not go to school? Like, at what point does somebody move past their parents and start living their life instead of their parents' life?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, parents can be oppressive, and parents can, even out of love, parents want the best for you, obviously, but you don't agree with their approach. I get it, that happens. But at what point do you decide, hey, I'm gonna go do this on my own? At what point do you decide that? And maybe it's too early. Maybe you can't, maybe you can't afford that. Maybe there's still a lot that you love about being at home. We rely on our parents a lot for things growing up, obviously. What I don't like, I don't like the feeling of helplessness.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like the blame.
Yeah. That's good.
Like, my parents are holding me back. Well, you have an option. It's an extreme option, but you don't want to do it. Right? So it's on you too. Stop blaming. So you can talk to them and say how important it is to you and see if that helps. And it may not. They may be super stubborn. Okay, so now what are you going to do? Are you just going to continue to, are you going to be the person who, and these people exist, who just blame the parents for the rest of their lives for every bad thing that's happened to them. And there may have been some negative things, and your parents may be responsible for some things, but, at some point you also have to take some personal accountability.
Yeah.
So, I don't, you're not willing to do the extreme thing, and respect. That's I get that. I wouldn't do that either. I wouldn't do that crazy move, the bold move. Not that bold a move. I wouldn't move out of my house because my parents wanted me to go to whatever. Yeah. That the blaming part bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
So you're part of it. You're just not willing to do the thing that makes it really difficult. And accept that. Yeah, I'm not willing to do that. Okay. That's fine. So. Whoa, under attack, under attack. This is going to be a hard game. I think it's pretty much over, friends. But we'll see.
Okay.
They are out scaling us pretty hard.
Cool.
Anyway, what's next?
We got a question in the chat.
Question in the chat. I love it.
Yeah, so Mitch55100 says, so other than making videos, what does Evan do for money?
That's all I do.
I have watched.
I only make videos.
Yeah. He says he's having difficult time getting his first consultant client.
Okay.
He's watched your videos, but he's having difficult time getting his first consulting client.
Okay.
So is there any wisdom you have specifically for, it's funny because it is true. I mean, even Evan, the people that I know, the clients that you have now, that I know of are all just because of YouTube. I mean, they saw you on YouTube, right?
Sure. Yeah, like create content. Go out and create content. I think it's massively important. But I think that there's a lot of ways to go out and get your first client. I think what you need to do is figure out what is your like what skill set works best for you. So I like making videos. I'm good at making videos. It's part of my now, daily routine, making lots of videos. So are you good at making content? Do you want to make content? Do you enjoy writing? Do you enjoy making videos? Do you enjoy speaking? Are you better at talking to people and want to meet people face to face and go networking? Do you want to go to conferences and events, either as a speaker, as an attendee? Like, I hate networking. I hate it. I hate going up and having to,
Right.
introduce myself, and like that stuff just drives me nuts. So that would not be like if selling became the most important reason to success, then I would fail. I would not be a successful entrepreneur. Luckily, there's a lot of other things I can do that have helped me. So here's an example. Like I looked at Toronto Dance Salsa, and I think I may have mentioned this before, but maybe not. With Alex, we were looking at, okay, how do we want to grow the business? And I gave him a list of 10 different ways. Here are 10 ways that we can grow this business. What do you want to do? And one of them was to be a face, to have a message, to create content. I want people to kind of look up to you and respect you, and I want you to be a face. And I said, that one we have to do. So we're going to be creating Alex content. That one is like non-negotiable. Now, he wanted to do it too, but that one I think is important. Okay, great.
Yeah.
The other, I want to do one more, and you can pick. You tell me, what do you think is important? What do you want to focus on? Alex, what do you want to focus on? And then he picked. He picked the one that worked best for him, and for him it was creating an extraordinary experience. So creating a remarkable product, something that people will come to our school, dance, and love it so much that they want to go out and tell their friends about it. Right? That was the goal. That's what he wanted to do. Okay, perfect. Let's work on that. Or the other ones could be get really good at SEO, be a really good writer, go out and make partnerships, get into the media, do press releases, right? Go to networking events, win salsa competitions. Like there's a million different ways to be able to grow your business, but it's finding the one that is right for you. That's the tricky challenge. And so, how I found my first clients may not be how you want to find yours. Like, I found my clients through creating content. My first client ever was, first corporate client ever was Xerox, and they invited me to come and speak to their head of small business or something, vice president of small business, I forget what it was, at an event in Orlando. I believe it was Orlando. And they just read a blog post that I wrote, and they flew me down to Orlando off of one blog post. And all of the stuff that I've done, I've gotten through through content. That's how I've grown my business, is through content. That's what I'm good at. So, yeah, making videos is a big part of my marketing strategy. So it's figuring out what you're good at and going from there. Anything can work. All the video ideas that I've put out, they can all help. They can all work. It's just tapping into what you're really great at.
Yeah. Well, he gave a little bit more information. Looks like he's kind of in the coaching, into life coaching, and then he's been at this stage just emailing companies, trying to find mentors, and have a background working in retail. So it sounds like he's in that stage of trying to find, figure out what works for him. But yeah, I think it's great advice. Just think about what really works for you, and do a lot of experimenting and see what works and what doesn't. It's a process.
Yeah, I'd also be thinking, like, do you know enough yet? Like, are you providing enough value as a life coach to be able to be a life coach?
Mm.
We got a kill, but not enough. Like, if you are a coach, if you're a really good coach, if you know you can go in and have a big impact on somebody, then I would start looking to do that. I would do public coaching sessions for people. Like,
you said public?
Public, yeah, like help people.
Okay.
Help people. If you're a great coach, if your stuff is really great, then have a public coaching session, right? Offer to coach any of these YouTubers on something that they need help with in exchange for exposure and promotion. And if you go in and you change that person's life, they make a big growth because of the advice that you gave them. That's going to be visible. It's going to be public. People are going to pay attention. They're going to take notice. You're going to get more opportunities. But is the coaching, like, are you good enough yet? Is it obvious, your talents?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might need to do more work.
Yep, absolutely. I think the most important thing for any life coaching business is that you have results. You really have, you've proven to have results with your clients or the people that you are working with, maybe on this email. So I think that's the most important thing is are people finding the results that you're promising them through this coaching. So.
Yeah, and with the service-based business, word of mouth is the best way to grow.
Yeah.
Right, word of mouth marketing. You did such a great job that they can't help but tell their friends about you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Hope that helped you, Mitch. 55100. And the game is still going. You thought it was almost over, and then
it's still pretty much over, but we've managed to delay it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like, we're getting destroyed, but we haven't died yet. We haven't lost the game yet. We'll see what happens. But we just killed 4 of the 5 of their team, so that's pretty solid.
pretty solid.
Pretty solid. Let's see how it keeps going. See how it plays out. We got time for another question, though. What do we got?
Great. Okay, the next question comes from Sugarloaf Mountain Films. Cool name, Sugarloaf Mountain Films. Says, my life goal, my passion at this point in life is to make a film that leaves an impression that doesn't go away, that doesn't go away in 24 hours. Do you realize how high a goal that is?
That's not
honestly,
that high.
My gut.
Okay.
What?
Okay, yeah, keep going.
Honestly, my gut says I'll never do it. Yet until the day I die, I will always pursue it. Do you realize how ridiculously insane that is? And that's it. Sounds like you had some fun things to say, Evan. Do you have anything you want to chime in now?
I do. But what does Rishi have to say first? Let's hear the Rishi comments.
I just kind of chuckled through this. I just like the guy. He sounds like he's got a lot of spirit. And in spite of his feelings of, I feel like I'm not going to be able to do it, this is what I have to do. You know, if this is how you feel long term, like if this isn't just a 24-hour feeling, then I think you need to pay attention to it and you need to go for it, because I say this, I've said this before, like Tyler Perry has the slogan for his film company is like, where dreams dream for you. And so there's some things like you just feel like you have to do and it doesn't go away, and it seems absurd, but you got to do it. And so if that's what you feel you need to do, I'd say go for it. What do you think, Kevin?
Well, team lost. We just lost, so that's very sad. But
that time.
GG. I think you need to change your definition of what ridiculous is. He said it at least twice in there.
Yeah.
Do you realize how ridiculous this is?
Mm-hmm.
Put some love in the chat. So we ended up losing pretty hard. Jay and I did decent though, but yeah, the three of our teammates lost pretty sizably. So anyway, listen, what you're asking to do, lots of people have done it before. It's not that ridiculous. To have a video that has an impact beyond 24 hours, it's totally achievable. Just make a really good video. Tons of people have done it. Now, is it a lot of work? 100%. You know, you're gonna keep working on it. Great. You realize that you're not gonna give up until you go out and do it. But it's not that that ridiculous. And I would start surrounding myself with resources that make me think bigger and realize that all of this stuff is possible. Like watching Elon Musk and his wanting to colonize Mars, right?
Yeah.
Colonize Mars, right? Nobody even been there, and he wants people to live there, not just step on it. Live there. Permanent homes on Mars. You know, Steve Jobs and all the big things he's done. And I mean, a lot of the entrepreneurs that we profiled on the channel, they're off doing crazy things. And watching them consistently will give you extra confidence that I think is important. So I love that you don't want to give up. I love that you have this dream. I love that you're going to keep going no matter what. And I would challenge you to say that I think there's even more in you. So like this video is not the end of you. It's just going to be the start. Like what you're asking is totally achievable. It's not, you don't have to create some brand new world for it to happen. Tons of people have done it. You can go off and do it. And then there's more. There's more to your story. This is not the end. This is not the one thing you're going to do. You're going to do something much bigger. And so just changing, I would stop asking myself or other people, do you know how ridiculous that is? Because it's not ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's not ridiculous. You have to believe in your crazy idea and not think that it's so crazy, but think that it's totally achievable. Right? Like if you're thinking about, okay, what do you need to make this video happen? Well, I need a crew, I need a team, I need an editor, I need a writer, I need actors, I need whatever it is that's on your list of needs. Your passion for what you're doing, your absolute conviction that this is going to be amazing is going to be part of what brings them on board. If you're going with the mindset of, guys, we want to make this film, do you know how ridiculous this thing is? It doesn't inspire as much confidence. I may not want to join in on that project where I need to feel like you are leading me to something amazing. So yeah, I would start changing my definition of what ridiculous is, because you can absolutely do this. It already exists in this world. Lots of people have done it, and you can too. And it's not the end. There's a lot more. What was this person's name?
Sugarloaf Mountain Films.
Sugarloaf Mountain Films. This is not the last thing that we've heard from you. This one film is just going to be your beginning. And so now crunch that timeline down. This is not a lifelong goal. It's going to take you 40 years to do. Do it in the next year. You can do it in the next year. Do it, and then go out and make something even better the next time. Yeah, Sugarloaf Mountain. We heard it here first. Sugarloaf Mountain Films. The next Lucasfilm.
Yes, love that.
Anyway, cool. So, yes, so we lost, but we will hopefully start a new streak tomorrow. Jay's going to be here in the house, and I'm excited to get to more questions. Rishi, how are we going to close it off? The Rishi thought of the day is going to be the wrap-up summary, everything in a bow, nice here for you.
Oh, yes, we love wrapping it up in a bow.
You do such a good job at it.
Oh, well, thank you, Evan. I just want to say shout out to all the peeps in the chat. I mean, day after day, we got so much love, support. Whenever someone has a question or needs help in the chat, Evan, it might not directly apply to the question we're asking, but people are just supporting each other, helping each other, and it's just very cool.
I love it.
Yeah, and I think my wrap up for the day today, with all of these questions, is that it's possible. It's possible. It might require. We like to say it's possible. We don't always know what that means in practical terms. So, but I just want to say it is possible. What you want to do is possible. Just know that and believe.
I love it.
Here you go.
I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to have one other live stream today at 4:15 Eastern, talking about how to build a successful YouTube channel. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. If not, back on tomorrow morning. Hope you guys crush another amazing Thursday in your lives. Thank you guys again for watching. Rishi, J-Rise, and I believe in you. We hope you continue to believe in yourself and cup and rise in yourself. Much love. We'll see you soon.